Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMEB Reviews. It's actually True North Reviews. My name's Ryan. Sorry for trolling you, Noah. This is an episode of Hot and Cold. This is a video series I like to do where I talk about the best and worst music over the past week, the hot being the best, the worst being the cold, and some middle-of-the-road tracks as well. This specific episode will be talking about songs released between April 26th and May 2nd, 2020. As per usual, the songs will be linked down below in the description. If you have any future recommendations, let me know. Just like we did last week, we're going to start off this video with a couple shout-outs. I have a couple recommendations from friends. First off, it's from Garrett over at Yes. His channel is fantastic. Highly recommend checking it out. He gave me this song. It's called Right Here, Right Now. It is by Iration. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This song is reggae influenced. It has a bit of a swung beat to it. It sounds fresh, modernized. Love the horns, love the chorus, love the guitar solo in the outro. A great song, so thanks to Garrett for that one. And then the other shout out goes to the quotable Shai Oak. His song that he sent me this week is entitled Dandelion by the internet personality Gabbie Hanna. She's also a singer-songwriter. I haven't listened to any of her music in the past, so this is my first taste test of that. And I do like the lyrics on this track a lot. I do like the vocal performance. I just find that the chorus is a little underwritten and it sounds a bit clunky in my opinion. Thanks again to Garrett and Shai Oak with those recommendations. Remember, if you ever want to send me a song, if it's been released in the past week, the better, but also if it's somewhat new, I will still try to talk about it. Alright, moving on to the hot tracks from this past week. The best tracks, in my opinion. First off, we have Savage, the remix by Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyoncé. I will admit, haven't been the biggest Beyoncé fan in the past, but she brings her A game with her technical rapping skills, and unlike another remix that I'll talk about later on in this video, Savage is actually much deserving of its remix. Great performances from Megan and Beyoncé. It's just making a great song even greater. Next up, we have HAIM with their latest single, I Know Alone. I love the growing dynamic to the instrumental on this one. It's unlike any other song I've heard from this sister trio. There's a lot of weird vocal processing, but it's a good tune. Death by Mount Joy is next up here. If you like Half Moon Run, it's more of that same kind of indie rock sound that will just scratch every itch that you have for indie rock. Love in Mine by Big Thief. This song kind of goes hand in hand with the previous one I mentioned, so if you like that one, you might get the same kind of sense of enjoyment out of this one. Pretty rustic. It's a bit more of an acoustic cut. Next up, we have H.E.R with Wrong Places. An absolutely beautiful vocal performance on here. Gorgeous guitar work. We have a slick trap and R&B mixing of the beat on this one as well, almost a bit jazzy. Keeping things going, we have Pup With Anaphylaxis. This dropped last Monday. It is from the Canadian pop-punk group, and it's a song about the lead singer Stefan, how he had this run-in with a bee and how it stung him. He had an allergic reaction. I did a full-length breakdown of this track on the channel already. Just know that it is great. Bronson teamed up with the singer lau.ra. She is featuring on the song Heart Attack, which kind of sounds like a Lorde song, a Lorde vocal performance in that vein, over top of this very bass-heavy, hypnotic beat. Another hot track goes to Hardy for his song Boots. It's country, but for Hardy, I guess he's always had like these arena rock sounding choruses. He has a lot of guitar arpeggios in the verses. Kind of the name of the game for Hardy at this point. Pretty standard. This new song has all those kind of elements to it. It's not his greatest by any means, but it's still an enjoyable listen. And lastly, for the hot tracks this week, we have Passenger and their latest single, London in the Spring. Pretty soothing and tranquil with its instrumentation. Okay, so middle of the road tracks. Thought they were okay. Not amazing, not terrible. First up, we have Halsey joining forces with Marshmello on the song Be Kind. Honestly, the song, it is dime a dozen. It is a typical pop song. It is tolerable, though. I guess that's the thing that's going for it. We got a decent hook on here. The part I don't really like is the glossy production, the forgettable verses, and just the cliched lyrics. But I think it's okay, I guess. Moving on from there, we have Gotta Be Patient by Michael Bublé, Barenaked Ladies, and Sofía Reyes. This was featured on the Stronger Together music special that aired in Canada, I think about a week ago now. We have this song from this trio. It's pretty cringy with its lyrics, but the chorus is too good to pass up. I think it's way too catchy. I feel like, it's really good. That's about it, though. That's about it. Where I'm From by the Reclaws. This is a Canadian country duo from Cambridge, Ontario. And they wrote the IIHF World Juniors anthem for Team Canada this past year. Wasn't into that song too much. This new track, Where I'm From, kind of suffers from the same issues like that last single, Roots, did, like the soulless and conventional performance. But I do admire the hook on this new track a lot more, though, despite those lifeless qualities. A lot of Canadian content this past week. We have another artist here, Johnny Reid, with People Like You. This is an emotional tribute to the people of Nova Scotia who are especially hurting over the past couple weeks as they did suffer Canada's deadliest mass shooting in history. My heart is with the family, friends, and anyone who has lost a dear loved one or anyone that they knew from that. But here we have this song to kind of perk the spirits, almost bring a tear to an eye, I guess. The songwriting from Johnny Reid on this new track, it's clearly heartfelt. It has great intent behind it. It's certainly noble-minded. It's respectable. It's just that the tune is kind of mediocre. Keeping the emotional highs going, we have You Are the Champions, which is a remix of Queen's We Are the Champions. We have Adam Lambert along, as he is now part of that group. He has been for quite some time. This track is in support of COVID-19. It is part of a fundraiser. And with this song, I guess I'm kind of at that breaking point with recontextualizing great rock songs of the past. Like, I've heard them so many times anyways, especially with We Are the Champions, that like the emotional weight and the messaging behind them with a new context is not really giving me that much more enjoyment out of it. That being said, there still is a great vocal performance from Adam on here. I just felt like the song was kind of cut short for that triumphant ending. Like, after 2 minutes, I'm just like, oh, we're done now. I'm done with that track as well. Moving on to the next song, we have Milky Chance and Jack Johnson coming together for a song. It is called Don't Let Me Down. And much like the rest of the new Milky Chance record, this song is okay. Nothing more, nothing less. I could take it or leave it, even with the Jack Johnson collaboration. Wrapping up the middle of the road this past week, we have Lucas Graham with Love Songs, and other than it being pretty sanitized and squeaky clean with the production, it's an okay song. It might get Lucas some radio airplay again, because it has been a while since the song 7 Years has come out. We shall see. And to wrap up this week, we have the cold tracks. We have My Oh My by Camila Cabello, and this is featuring DaBaby and Gunna. This is a remix with Gunna being added. And my god, it is an unnecessary remix. I feel like Camila is just trying to milk this single for every last drop of money and streams that she can get out of it. And why I say that is because any musician or artist at this point should just realize that Gunna isn't going to like enhance or elevate a track in any regards. It might just be my personal opinion, but Gunna is one of the worst rappers in the game right now. He just sounds so lifeless. He has no place on this track. The tune was good before he ruined it. Yeah, so get him out of here. Get that song out of my face. I don't want to see it. ever again. Next up, we have Luke Combs with 6 Feet Apart. I knew it wasn't going to be too long before we were going to get like these cashing ins for COVID-19, but this song is probably one of the worst ones I've heard at this point. Just extremely underwhelming. We're talking about social distancing in the most superficial way possible. There's no personal touch to the songwriting, no personal point of view. It kind of just panders to every simple thing that we're all missing at this point. I just don't need to hear it summarized in a song. Next, we have Machine Gun Kelly, who is sounding like a Blink-182 clone. His latest single, Bloody Valentine, is what I'm discussing here. It certainly makes sense why it does sound like Blink-182, especially when we're getting Travis Barker to produce and what I imagine is him drumming on the song. But my god, Bloody Valentine, it's right out of the Blink-182 playbook. It's just with claustrophobic mixing. Really just sucks the energy out of it. Not that MGK's vocals had any energy to begin with. And finally, we have the song Cold by French Montana featuring Tory Lanez. If you remember a couple weeks ago, French was stirring the pot with Kendrick Lamar saying that he didn't have as many hits as he thought he did or something like that. Funny enough though, this new song from French, it's not going to be a hit. So the song actually sucks. Long story short, don't mess with K-Dot, and thank you, Young Thug, for standing up for him. Alright, so that's everything I have for this week's Hot and Cold. I'd love to hear what you guys think of these songs. Make sure you sound off down below in the comments. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. I'd appreciate that very much. As always, thanks for watching. Have a rockin' day, and I will see you guys later.